This is your weekly report on corruption in the Philippine government. The anti-scalawag unit of the Philippine National Police has arrested a police officer in Davao City for allegedly killing a colleague having an affair with his wife. In a report on Friday, February 3, Brigadier General Warren de Leon, chief of the Integrity Monitoring and Enforcement Group, said the suspect, Corporal Derek Tanduayan, 31, assigned to the Police Regional Office 11, was arrested inside their headquarters in Camp Sergeant Quinton M. Mercado in Buhangin District at about 10 a.m. on Wednesday, February 1. Tanduayan is wanted for murder by the Digos City Regional Trial Court Branch 18 with no bail recommended. Based on initial investigation, Tanduayan shot dead patrolman Harris June Adeo on May 31, 2022. It added that Adeo was known to have had a relationship with the suspect's wife. Pending investigation, Tanduayan was placed under the custody of the Regional Personnel Holding and Accounting Section 11. Tanduayan denied killing Adeo. The suspect said he would have escaped from the custody of the RPHAS if he was guilty. The suspect will be taken to the Magsaysay Municipal Police Station in Davao del Sur for documentation and processing. The Bureau of Immigration has relieved from posts the head and other personnel of its warden facility after 6 cell phones were retrieved from a Japanese detainee suspected of being a mastermind of illegal activities in Japan, the agency's spokesperson said Friday. In an interview on Super Radio DZBB, BI spokesperson Dana Sandoval said the responsibility lies with the head of the warden facility. If it's this massive, then definitely there must be something going on. So we replace the head and all the people inside the facility with new employees, she said. A former police officer and a drug suspect were killed during a buy-bust operation on Thursday in Naga City, Camarines Sur. Albert Gumba, a former police officer, and his cohort, Raydel Maguez of Beulah Town, sold at 11:15 p.m. 2 sachets of shabu in Barangay San Isidro, according to Senior Master Sergeant Tobias Bongan, Naga City Police spokesperson. In a report, Bongan said both suspects drew their .45 firearms and fired at the undercover agent during the operation. The undercover agent dodged the gunshots, prompting his backup to return fire, resulting in the death of the suspects. Bongan added, an investigation said Gumba was assigned to the Lupi Town Police Station but went AWOL in 2016. He was a high-value drug suspect. The Bureau of Corrections has filed multiple complaints, including plunder and malversation of public funds, against suspended Bucor Chief Gerald Bantag. Complainant Bucor Acting Chief Gregorio Catapang lodged the multiple complaints before the National Prosecution Service of the Department of Justice on Monday. Aside from plunder and malversation of public funds through falsification of official documents, Bantag was also slapped with graft and corruption and violation of the Code of Conduct and Ethical Standards for Public Officials and Employees. It was stated in the 6-page complaint that while Bantag was with the Bucor as Director General, a P1 billion project for the construction of 3 prison facilities at Davao Prison and Penal Farm, Lot 1, Iowa High Prison and Penal Farm in Puerto Princesa, Palawan, Lot 2, and Leyte Regional Prison, Lot 3, with an estimated cost of 300 million pesos, each were bidded out in a public bidding on September 17, 2020. Respondent Bantag, in conspiracy with, and with indispensable complicity of, the other herein respondents, has purposely and systematically orchestrated the diversion, misappropriation and or consenting or permitting other persons to take public funds of the Bureau of Corrections, the complaint stated. It added that Bantag's alleged sinister plan to divert or misappropriate public funds started when he had created a separate Bucor's bidding and award committee for the aforementioned 3 infrastructure projects. Other respondents of the complaint include Correction Technical Superintendent Arnold Jacinto Guzman, Correction Inspector Rick Roca Kerba, Correction Inspector Solomon Aranigo, Correction Technical Officer 1 Jorel de Jesus, Correction Technical Officer 2 Angelo Castillo, and Correction Technical Officer Alexis Katindig. After finding enough basis to proceed with the criminal investigation, the Office of the Ombudsman Visayas has ordered Victor Kaindek, Director of the Land Transportation Office in Central Visayas, and Dr. Emery L. Anagones to answer the falsification and graft charges that were filed against them for the alleged issuance of fake student driver's permits in Bohol Province. In an order dated January 19, 2023, Deputy Ombudsman for the Visayas Dongte Vargas directed Kaindek and co-accused, Dr. Ones, a medical doctor, to file their respective counter-affidavits and other controverting evidence. The order that was signed by Euphemia Bacalso, Director or Preliminary Investigation, Administrative Adjudication and Prosecution Bureau A of the Office of the Ombudsman Visayas, is giving Kaindek and Ones 10 days from the receipt of the order to submit their counter-affidavits. The Visayas Ombudsman's order stemmed from the complaint that Dumalan filed against Kaindek and Ones last September 14, 2022. Dumalan accused Kaindek and Ones of allegedly conniving in the issuance of falsified medical certificates that were issued even in the absence of physical examinations of the applicants. The Quezon City Police District arrested the suspected gunman and the mastermind behind the shooting of an employee of the Office of the Ombudsman. Based on a QCPD police report obtained from the National Capital Region Police Office, the gunman, identified as Marlon Neri, was arrested at his residence along Sasano Road in Barangay San Agustin, Novaliches, Quezon City at around 9:20 am on Monday. The alleged mastermind, identified as Dexter Cruz, was then arrested the same day at 7:50 p.m. Cruz, said the QCPD, is also an employee of the Ombudsman. Mayor Irene Montilla of Isabela, Negros Occidental said on Friday she is awaiting the results of the investigation on the town's acting treasurer who lost millions of local government funds to an alleged robbery. We are still waiting for the full investigation of the Philippine National Police and the province. We don't know yet what really happened and what are the findings, she told reporters. Montilla said she has requested the Department of Finance's Bureau of Local Government finance the termination of the services of Nanette Escada, 60, due to loss of trust and confidence. They found a replacement and we are waiting for the arrival of the one who will replace her, the mayor said. The BLGF has direct supervision over the treasury offices of the local government units. Montilla said that based on the audit, the losses were about 2.6 million pesos in cash and 3.8 million pesos in checks. These were allegedly stolen in the residence of Escada at Las Palmas subdivision, Barangay Taculing in the city on January 21, based on her statement before the Bacolod City Police Office Station 6. The mayor said that Escada is neither allowed nor has been given the authority to bring home any municipal property or deposit the town's money to the bank as she issued an order last November, assigning somebody else to do the task because of Escada's constant absences. Montilla said the lost funds included collections from business taxes, real property taxes and community tax certificates, among others. Former municipal treasurer Esperato A. del Socorro of Ronda Town in Cebu has been convicted by the Sandigan of graft and malversation of public funds involving 2.6 million pesos in 2009. Del Socorro was sentenced to jail terms ranging from 6 to 10 years each for graft and malversation. He was perpetually disqualified to hold public office and ordered to refund 2.6 million pesos to the Bureau of Treasury. The criminal charges against former Ronda Mayor Esteban Arcia had been dismissed on account of his death. In 2009, Cia and Del Socorro were accused of conniving and confederating together, and mutually helping each other with deliberate intent in their refusal to liquidate or return P2,063,422.72 in public funds. The prosecution said that Cia received the amount as cash advances which were not allowed under Commission on Audit Circular No. 97002. Del Socorro feigned ignorance of Cia's and liquidated cash advances, and told the Sandigan during the trial that keeping tabs on them was not part of his job description, but the court disagreed. The malefactor's overt acts were actionable because it showed gross negligence amounting to bad faith, it said. Del Socorro also defended himself by presenting letters from Cia that showed how the latter threatened him. The court ruled, after having marshaled the facts and circumstances, this court has reached a moral certainty as to the accused's guilt. Correlatively, the constitutional presumption of innocence has been overthrown by the strength of the prosecution's evidence proving the crimes, as well as the conspiracy attendant thereto, beyond reasonable doubt. That's all for this week. I'll see you next week with more stories of corruption and foolishness within the Philippine government.